match number 4 of the night, the losers bracket match on Inferno Pools. First player down in the bottom left-hand corner from Brought to Life. It is a Yellow Zoe player, Maellic.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner of Inferno Pools, who we saw in the very first match of the day. It is the Red Terran player playing for Paragons of Perfection, MaNiAcJaCe. I think I added an extra in there, MaNiAcJaCe, but
Maybe.
MaNiAcJaCe, whatever we got here. This is a TBZ though, so nice.
What's an app between friends? Yeah?
An ab between friends?
Doesn't matter.
I didn't get the joke. Sorry, I didn't get it.
It's fine.
Maybe a little, but not really.
Anyway, yeah. As you're saying, we've got both players going for pretty fast expansions here. Inferno Pools, it's an okay map to do this on. I mean, it's a big map, if nothing else. So, although that being said, in the spawn positions they are in, the rush distance from natural to natural is actually very, very short for such a macro-oriented map. And so if one of the players goes for some kind of aggressive push in the early mid-game, that could actually really, really, really benefit them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely in these spawn positions. I feel like maybe a little bit more for Zerg. You could do some baneling, some sort of really quick baneling bust, something like that, but I don't think we're going to see that for now. 6 lanes coming out, no gas at all, so these will not be speedlings, and he has not scouted his... Actually, sorry, no, he hasn't scouted his opponent yet, and maybe that's a decision not to get speed because he's just so near.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. For now, Maellic, just with those 6 lanes, pretty normal kind of opening. Really nice against Reapers, but as we see in MaNiAcJaCe space, he's actually not got any Reapers. So these 6 lings, if they had head out as soon as they were spawned, could have actually done a little bit of damage. Wouldn't be able to break down that bunker, but maybe just kind of run around. There's no actual wall off into the naturals, or into the main base. So, I mean, the lings were turning up like just as this Marine popped out of the barracks. They could have picked that one off, played havoc in the middle line. It would have been great for Maellic, but as it is, he's playing a bit more carefully. Obviously, he doesn't know all that I've explained. There's no wall off at the top of the ramp or anything else like that. Interesting to note as well, the gasless expander on Maellic, just now taking the extractors, usually feeds into Roach Hydra. So I'll be very intrigued to see whether he actually brings that out, or whether it's going to be just normal Lingling Muta.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, especially going the double gas. Obviously, you're compensating a little bit for not getting gas earlier, but I mean, at the same time, yeah, that's what he's doing, getting 3 into each, and I think you may be right. I mean, no early third. I was thinking maybe he's going to go for that, but I doubt it. We will see him, though, scouting the main, attempting to get the scout of the natural, but will be completely pushed off. I was going to say maybe they can poke in, but no, they can't. The SCV's nice there, but double Hellion coming out from MaNiAcJaCe. And Teklab on the barracks, I'm guessing he may actually try to get a Reaper out here. Not a Reaper, a Banshee out with these Hellions.
Yeah, potentially so. Can go really, really nicely. Just kind of poking different locations, tearing those Queens apart. Queens being the main defense against both Hellions and Banshees in the early game. So,
especially in these spawn positions.
Yeah, definitely. The air rush distance is going to be very helpful. Of course, Maellic, he knows this, so he's got actually 3 Overlords on that path ready to scout. Blue Flame on the way as well. This is going to make things a bit fun. 2 factories. MaNiAcJaCe is going to be committing quite heavily to this big Blue Flame push, and we'll see how much damage it can actually do to Maellic. Maellic taking his 3rd base and going up to Lair about the same time. I don't know how well he's going to be able to hold on to this. The Roach Warren is going to help out a lot. If he can get enough Roaches up before the Blue Flame Hellion push actually hits, then it's easy, very easy life for Maellic.
I just kind of like to point out, there's 20 workers in the main of MaNiAcJaCe. I'm not sure why he hasn't transferred them down yet, but just kind of going on. We do see 6 Hellions meet up, or my bad, actually, 7 Hellions meet up, and they will be pressuring this 3rd, and 7 Hellions may actually be able to get something done around it. And there's 2 Queens, though, kind of out on the map, at least, spreading creep towards that. And these Hellions, interestingly enough, 2 of them kind of staying behind. I think maybe he thinks there's going to be some speedling, something like that, because he has not scouted his opponent's main, actually never scouted the 2nd gas, so maybe he assumed he had that 2nd gas there.
Often it would be a fairly safe assumption, but obviously not something you can always make.
So many Hellions.
Yeah, for now, a lot of Hellions, and I think Maellic has to know that something is on the way. And I mean, he's got Hellbats as well. Man, I missed that armory. And yeah, this is going to be really, really tough. Blue Flame Hellbat push, so much damage here. Maellic is actually going to have to abandon this third base completely. The Blue Flame Hellions just put out too much damage, or Blue Flame Hellions put out too much damage, and they're going to take that base down very, very quickly. So Maellic can't go of it completely. He has to keep on.
He's got to get out of here before these roaches.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to go down. He's going to trade off all these Hellbats, but he did kill the third base. The question is that enough? And I mean, it depends how Maellic reacts. There's Widowmine and a Siege Tank on the way. So 3 Widowmines and then a Siege Tank queued up for MaNiAcJaCe. And he's going to need them, because if Maellic decides to push across the map, MaNiAcJaCe will have nothing.
I don't know if that was a good idea to actually sacrifice all those Hellions. I'd rather them get out with Hellions and then just have 6 Hellions kind of just be able to patrol the map and get in for something like exactly like these two are doing. Now they do go to Hellbat, and that actually may be a bad idea here. They'll get some damage done. I mean, they won't even actually kill a single drone there. They do get out, but just to point out, Maellic has a great creep spread started and 1-1 just finishing. Or wait, no, sorry. Yeah, 1-1 finishing, and Roach speed is just about to be done. It's going to be a really heavy Roach push, especially there is at MaNiAcJaCe, though, I mean, 3 Widowmines in a bunker and a couple Hellbats here, and double Widowmine production coming out. So this is going to be a really, I feel like this is actually, at one side, this is going to be a really strong attack. The other side, this is going to be a really potent defense, but it's all going to be key whether he trips these Widowmines off. But if he does in all his units, it's going to be very, very bad. We do see 1 Hellion go down for a little bit of a scout, but actually has to pull back. 2 more Widowmines on the way. 1 Widowmine goes off. Siege Tank is down. And I doubt these roaches cannot rush into this. It's going to be so
Maellic's
hard.
lost his timing. He had it. MaNiAcJaCe really, really nicely split up those 2 Hellions to the main, 2 Hellions to the natural, just to keep Maellic on his side of the map. And ideally, Maellic would have sent off like 4 or 5 roaches to deal with that, maybe take a little bit more damage from it, and then these roaches would have hit 30, 40 seconds earlier. There wouldn't have been Siege Tank. There would have been 2 or 3 less Widowmines, and he would have rolled his way to victory. But just those tiny, tiny timings matter even at this kind of level, and it's kind of sad to see, but Maellic has to go home.
Yeah, now there is 8 Widowmines right now for MaNiAc here, and also it's kind of strange SCV production. I mean, I know he's completely doing it, but he never actually transferred any workers down to the natural base. He only made them there, so a little bit stranger. The third base is done for him, and also interestingly enough, there is a +1 vehicle attack, but no barracks attack. Now I know that's not really super strange, but I mean, for these Marauders, he's producing a lot of Marauders, and that may be wise to get at least defense.
I mean,
actually, no, very little gas. Actually, I take that back. No, you don't want to do that, because he is spending a lot into these Widowmines and these Siege Tanks gas-wise.
Yeah, I think he's going to be going towards some more of a mech competition. The Blue Flame Hellbat style, generally much, much better for mech, transitioning into mech anyway. So, yeah, it makes a lot more sense to be getting mech upgrades. Obviously, Maellic already was going for that Roach Hider, which is exactly what he wants against mech at this kind of stage of the game. But now MaNiAcJaCe is moving out, and Maellic is actually in position to try and punish this. He can move in, and actually MaNiAcJaCe doesn't have his Widowmines borrowed, doesn't have his Siege Tanks deployed, but now they're going to get some big volleys off on all this Roach Hider, and a lot of the Roach has gone down, and Maellic just has to back off for now.
And the creep spread is simply amazing for MaNiAc right now here. Or sorry, Maellic. And yeah, I was just saying, MaNiAcJaCe right here. None of the Widowmines actually burrowed, and has got to be very careful not to be taken out of position, especially when Infestation Pit is down, and possibly we don't see any Infestors yet. But that'd be, I don't actually know if that'd be a great idea maybe for Blinding Cloud from Vipers, but Infestor's not the best just because there's not that much bio. But Maellic trying to posture for a nice position. A ton of Widowmines burrowed right there. He cannot engage into that. And the one Thor actually really complementing this force quite well. Just being able to get rid of any overseers with the army as they just kind of hang out there. And back at the base of Maellic, at least for now, he is going up to Hive. And this is not super early, but I'm sorry, it's not super late. It's definitely just a little bit early, I actually think.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty fast Hive, especially for T4Z, but with Roach Hydra, not that surprising. Mixing in the Vipers, especially against mech, complements this kind of composition so well. However, MaNiAcJaCe still has a really, really nice number of Widowmines, which is going to make it still more difficult for Maellic to engage. I mean, the number of Widowmines he has is critical enough that it actually will start one-shotting roaches with the splash just because he has that many. And Widowmines can't be blinding clouded. I mean, they don't have eyes. They're just kind of mines. I don't know how they work, but...
What I love even more is he has the siege tanks next to them, so normally you just kind of poke forward, take a Widowmine out, then come back, but you can't poke forward without actually being taken out by these siege tanks. So that is a really, really cool little move from MaNiAcJaCe, but he's got to start denying this creep spread, or it'll literally be in his bases. He does have a nice sensor tower position, though, and will spot this army, and plus he's got the Xel'Naga, so he's fine right there. We do see a fourth base coming down for Maellic. It is done. No units coming out yet, but I mean, he's still also producing queens constantly. Wow, that's really nice from him. Interesting.
Maellic pushing forward. Actually, Widowmine's going to try and burrow up, but they're going to get some huge detonations, and boom! The burrow isn't actually quite enough to deny that, but yeah, Maellic actually has to run back. Those Marauders pumping out so much damage as well onto all the roaches. A lot of the roaches went down for Maellic there, but the kind of backbone of the army, the Hydralisk, survived, and I think he needs something more to deal with these Widowmines. I don't know what, though. I had a thought. Oh, yes, I remember. A bunch of Overlords. Float them over the... If he can, like, catch MaNiAcJaCe as he's kind of sieged up and float the Overlords in first and get the Widowmines to go off on them, that could be absolutely game-changing. Get all the splash over these bio units rather than actually on Maellic's army. Yeah. But that is going to be tough to do, especially if MaNiAcJaCe uses the Widowmines as he did there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you right there. Now, this is the one key moment, though, that MaNiAcJaCe is actually deciding not to attack the army while it's all up and on its own creep at speed. He's actually going to go for the main, maybe. We see two Widowmines will be taken out, but the third base of Maellic being targeted down. Widowmines not actually burning, but so many Marauders and siege tanks. This is a really so much damage coming out of this army towards buildings, but we see Maellic going all the way into the main, actually. Oh, and up into these siege tanks. Siege tanks not doing that much damage, but they're getting stuff done. I'd love to see them go for an army or something, but I mean, they're not kiting, they're just killing whatever they can, but the entire third of Maellic is gone, and no Widowmines are gone off yet, but he's going to go to try to take out the fourth, and I'm really surprised he's not actually going for the tech and the natural.
Yeah, I don't know about this from Maellic. He's going to do a ton of damage to MaNiAcJaCe's production and stuff, and especially given MaNiAcJaCe is actually lifting his buildings, even if he does the Hydralisk, so much DPS here, but MaNiAcJaCe had the building killing army from Terran. Marauders, siege tanks, and Thors. It's just
going to the natural.
These buildings, and he's already taken out 2 bases completely competently, leaving Maellic with only 2. But I mean, MaNiAcJaCe he's still got 2 bases left. He can actually lift up some of his buildings and fly them off the corners of the map, and that's not an option open to Maellic.
What's beautiful? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just wondering if he was sending out drones all over the map, and Maellic does have a drone heading to the top right to pop down a hatchery. But MaNiAcJaCe is actually, he's actually coming back home.
Yeah, 42 workers killed of MaNiAcJaCe, but as I say, MaNiAcJaCe also kind of going to the bio. I mean, literally just throwing down 5 barracks, plus he's got a 5,000 mineral bank here. His economy is so amazing, but we do see MaNiAcJaCe, and he may actually siege up in a nice position with Maellic kind of squished between the orbital, or between the planetary with so many SCVs, and this army, it's sieging up, but only a couple of Widowmines actually get down. We do see a very nice blinding cloud. Marauders stem forward. There's only 1 medevac, though. Another Widowmine on the right-hand side will barely get down, maybe get some damage there, but all these Hydras are so close they will take out these siege tanks, and the entire army's taken out except for 3 Widowmines and planetary fortress. I mean, 5,000 minerals can hold out for a little while, but I mean, I don't know where the army is. We see Spire coming down for Maellic, but Maellic's looking fine here.
There's lightning cloud on the
and the third base. Look at the third base, or the island base.
Yeah, the island expansion. Can't land there.
Yeah.
Says MaNiAcJaCe and Maellic.
GG. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the losers match, or actually the second game in the losers match of ASL's round of 16 Group B of Vanguard League. In the bottom left-hand corner of Overgrowth, currently down 1 game in this best of 3, it is Paragon of Perfections, MaNiAcJaCe.
And his opponent, spawning up in the top right-hand corner. Currently up 1-0. 1 game away from advancing to face Sion Samaya in the loser bracket final. From Brought to Life, the Yellow Zerg, Maellic.
Yes, bringing back that last game, which was it was a base trade, yes, but it was very, very close. That was going to turn out, and he did get a nice, very nice angle on his opponent in that final battle. But I just like to point out again from Maellic, I'm just really curious to see his creep spread on this map because it could be insane. I mean, coming out from the third base and coming into the gold, you could do some really, really cool stuff. But to start off, I mean, both players playing incredibly standardish macro. We don't see any Reaper out of MaNiAcJaCe, but he kind of does a Reaper-esque opening.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent.
I mean, not an extra Reaper build, but he does. I mean, he gets not super early gas, but he's playing quite standard. Actually, maybe go for a 1-1-1 here.
Yeah, relatively standard for a like Reaper-less opening. Obviously, Reaper's very much the standard, but
so yeah, so
yeah, still pretty good overall. The factory and the reactor on that barracks definitely looking like to bring out some Hellions pretty early on. And this time Maellic actually opening up with a speed opening. So with gas, with speed, probably not going to see Roach Hider Viper. And I think that's probably right. I mean, Overgrowth isn't as good a map for Roach Hider Viper as Inferno Pools, game one, but it can still be really nice, depending a little bit on what third the Terran takes.
Yeah. I think speed is a lot better of a decision just on this map. Obviously, you know where your opponent is in your first Overlord. I mean, it's only one other person map, but on Inferno Pools, your first Overlord has a great chance of not finding your opponent. So speed's kind of a scary or not scary thing, whether you want to do that or not, but definitely this map, know where your opponent is, and you can be aggressive, especially with taking Xel'Naga towers. You can get a lot of early map control and just straight up map control over your opponent because you get that. Now, Maellic does get an actual full scout into the main of MaNiAcJaCe, and I'm not sure if this Overlord gets out. I'm pretty sure it does, but that Overlord may actually survive here, and while it is a 1-1-1 build for MaNiAcJaCe, getting out Hellions and trying to get some early damage done will remove that map control, and this is exactly the counter to the early lings that Maellic will be pushing out, but he's got to be very careful not to let them get caught out, especially with the great creep spread of Maellic.
Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult for these Hellions to really do too much damage here. The creep, just one creep team about to finish up, and those two queens are going to be very much inbound towards that hatchery. Speed already finished as well, and Maellic's actually where are these things going?
He's going around.
Across the map? No, they're going around. They're going to try and cut these Hellions off a little bit, and that could be pretty nice. Pretty nice move. Yeah, and as the queens move up, the things come in from behind and get a very, very nice
surround.
They're gonna, the Hellions are way too slippery. One of them, not quite slippery enough actually, and 3 Hellions get away.
But 2 more reinforcing.
Mm-hmm. And another 2 continue being built back at home actually. 8 Hellions is, with 2 more queued up. This is way more Hellions than you usually see out of Terran play. Usually just down 6 or so. I mean, 6 is the magic number typically. Some players go for 8, but going up to 9 Hellions, or having built 9 Hellions, is a bit unusual. However, it begins to make a little bit more sense when you see this armory coming out of MaNiAcJaCe. If he does want to go for some kind of Hellbat push, obviously you just go for more Hellions because then you can make them into Hellbats. And Hellbat push can be really good, especially on Overgrowth.
Yeah, and what's nice, at least for Maellic, is he is getting double Evo chambers so he can defend, but only actually 2 Hellions get out of there, so this is going to be a pretty crippled Hellbat push for Maellic here, and he does saying his great creep spread just is so good for him. It doesn't matter in what situation, good creep spread always helps you, and it's going to help him a lot with any defenses. Now, my only thing is in the main he doesn't have that creep spread, but for right now I think he's going to be okay in defending this. What is nice at his naturals, he has double Evo chamber. If he puts that Roach Warren down, he will have a little bit of a wall, which will help him verse this, but we see all these Hellions and some Marauders being pulled, and this is going to be a Hellbat Marauder, and that's going to be a very scary to defend, because Marauders are going to take out the hatches so quickly, and then these Lings just get fried. So this is going to be interesting to see how we're going to see Maellic defend. Actually making a macro hatch there. It has 3 queens, but no spines. He spots the army now, though, on his creep.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's in a little bit of trouble. The Baneling's only just morphing in now, means that, especially with these Marauders, he's going to be in a lot of trouble when it comes to this. Actually getting right on top of these Banelings, but that just doesn't give him that much reaction time. But the Marauders are exactly where MaNiAcJaCe wants these Banes to go off on, and he keeps a lot of these Hellbats alive. This is such a bad situation for Maellic to be in right now. There's still 5 or so Hellbats and a bunch of Marauders in with this force, and they can turtle up very, very nicely in this kind of choke point that the hatchery makes. Not the best SimCity by Maellic.
Yeah, what I was gonna say though, it's nice is he will have that third. He will have 4 hatcheries at least at this point in time. Maybe not, or he will have 4 hatcheries and 3 mining like he had before, because it does have the top left-hand corner. But now there's 40 lings moving in and a couple banelings. I'd rather see these lings move in a different time, but banelings move in, may just barely save this hatchery. Looks like they actually won't. Hellbats are still fine. Tomb Marauders are still there. Second hatchery, or technically the 5th hatchery, I guess, will be taken down. More lings reinforcing these queens, barely pushing this off, but this has done a lot of damage. Creep not at all stopped, but this is still looking really, really scary. Actually, Viking will land, and ooh, I actually think he's going to lose these Vikings, and this Hellbat has got to be careful, but they all go into the Widowmine, or so they all go into the Medevacs. And did that Viking actually get into the... Yeah, the Viking is in the Medevac. It's funny.
I love seeing
and
Vikings.
Baneling speed started from Maellic also.
Yeah, really nice for him there. Gonna help those Banelings close the gap, especially needs against those Hellbats, where otherwise their Banelings are about the, well, they are the same speed, a little bit faster on creep, of course. And 18 Banelings on the way, that's more than enough to crush what MaNiAcJaCe currently has.
And
back at
1-1's
home, yeah, oh, very nice as well. Back at home, MaNiAcJaCe has a 3rd base. He's kind of transitioning out of what was a little bit of an all-in, and I mean, he's done more than enough damage to actually stabilize off this. Although Malik's 4th base, now his kind of 3rd mining, is in a little bit of trouble, but Maellic coming in, those Banelings are just a few seconds away, 20 seconds away from centrifugal hooks, but he's going to go in without it.
Oh, nothing
get
picked
this
up.
Done now, and a lot of them do go off on a Baneling. Not cost efficient, but he cleans it up, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Not cost efficient is the key here, though, because there are more Hellions that actually they will pull out. There's only 3, but pulling out for now, I was going to say it was kind of for Maellic, is even though his opponent took that base out, as he still was on 3 mining bases. Now he's back to 3. Didn't actually lose that, kind of on 4 now, but for now that will be pushed back. That was a lot of gas sacrificed into that, especially with him getting a 1-1 earlier on, and he's very, very low on gas now, and especially with what he needs for Roach Hydra. It's looking a little scary, but he should stabilize in a minute or 2. But there is actually 2 Vikings going up into the main, interestingly enough, for Maellic.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting to see what they end up actually doing. But looks like
a little bit of links poke.
Not too much. Yeah, the link kind of poking in. They can't really do that much damage there. MaNiAcJaCe still has pretty decent walling up that bunker, and obviously a bunch of Hellbats. And so yeah, Maellic just goes back home, gets his 4th base up, or 4th base up and mining. He really just needs gas on that, basically, and a couple more drones on his on another base. And
yeah, for
yeah,
third
he's gonna
base,
be great.
3rd base of MaNiAcJaCe going down, and is ultra defensive here. Double, I mean, he's completely saturated as he starts off, and in the wall at least right now for Maellic. I mean, Maellic really right now with his amazing creeps, with his great creep spread, is he really needs to get just the optimal way of him getting around his map for the time being. And his creep spread kind of stopped because a lot of those queens had to pull back for defense, but he's still looking. I mean, both players I feel like are still looking pretty good, even though it wasn't all in and he did do damage. Still, it was almost like Maellic was just not greedy enough, but just a little bit economic enough that he actually was able to pull through off that 3rd/4th base.
Yeah, and this is actually the 3rd base I was talking about when I said it's pretty good for Roach Hydra. You can get some big concaves with Roach Hydra cracking on either kind of attack angle. Although, of course, the big advantage is you get that kind of free Xel'Naga watchtower. You don't have to worry about defending a Xel'Naga and defending a 3rd, because they're at the same place. For now, MaNiAcJaCe pushing forward onto creep, cleaning up quite a lot of it. But Maellic, we've seen he's very, very good at respreading that creep back down, and we'll see how well he does at that later on. For now, it's just about dealing with this army, but it's already on top of his hatchery. It can focus it down very, very quickly. Maellic coming in to try and deny it, at least kill it off, punish it after that. But the hatchery that's on 14 health, and Maellic, I don't think he's gonna kill it. He's not focusing it down. It survives on 10 health. No! One final Marauder shot takes the hatchery down. And yeah, MaNiAcJaCe gets out of there. But has he lost too much? Because, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so. After asking that question in a very kind of suspicious fashion, I think he's still okay. Back at home, he's got enough. 2 CCs actually being thrown down right now to try and macro his way on through the game. And yeah, he's still got a pretty decent army, pretty decent defensive posture.
MaNiAcJaCe still does not have his +1 defensive upgrade yet, though, and it's kind of strange because I feel like Maellic has not done damage to his opponent, yet each time he's kind of, I mean, he's done damage only because he's killed his opponent's army. He's never really been on the aggressive, though, while he's just kind of been not greedy, but just economic enough. He's staying in, and especially his second hatchery down at his third. 30 lings and 2 mutas coming out. I mean, 2 mutas won't do much, but if he amasses them at the proper time, and if his opponent only spots them when they're first in his mineral line, he's going to be in a nice position, especially right now. It is 85 workers for the Terran to 70 for him, so he really needs to get some damage done, or else the Terran's pretty much going to have free scans forever. No, and even if he doesn't he's going to have a great bank. Yeah,
he definitely is. And I mean, those 2 command centers are a huge, huge asset, but also, I mean, not actually a huge, enormous investment at this stage of the game, but MaNiAcJaCe, he's not going to be able to. They're enough investment that he's not going to be able to put in any aggression for a little while. I really, really like the drilling claws upgrade coming in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
As well, that makes Widowmine so much better. I mean, imagine if siege tanks had an upgrade that made them take like 0.5 seconds to siege or something. That would be ludicrous, and that's basically exactly what drilling claws is, but for Widowmines. And the Mutalist in the main base now for Maellic, trying to get some damage done, but there's quite a few missile turrets here, and they will take out a lot of Mutalists. Not really very efficient at all. And at the same time, the army moving in again towards this 4th base, but this time Maellic's much better in position. Some big Widowmine, some big Baneling hits.
Almost a really good, almost like an amazing Widowmine hit, but it won't actually go down here. Looks like Maellic will actually put most of this back. One Thor might get some nice Baneling hits off, though.
Yeah, the Thor could have absorbed quite a lot of Banes, but actually it's going to get lifted up and just head on out of there. Oh, that was pretty decent Baneling hit.
For a moment,
Nucleus Inceptor. No, they're not going to be on the same path as the MaNiAcJaCe.
For a moment with the Widowmine, it literally probably would have taken out half the army if it went off. But one Baneling went off on it. And it literally would have taken out half the army if that one had gone off, but it didn't. Right now, Maellic a little bit low on larva, getting stuff out though. Getting lings. I mean, he's pretty much staying ling baneling, like I was saying, or like when this game started. It'd be really cool if we saw ling baneling out of him. It looks like he will, playing towards the map and not playing towards his own style here. Muta's moving down to the right-hand side, and I mean, so far MaNiAcJaCe has been completely fine prepared. He's got 3 missile turrets, and I mean, he's got a lot of upgrades coming up. 2-2 for just his mech right now, and he's really liking this kind of mech bioplay, which I always really find cool how players execute it.
I mean, yeah, biomech is a really interesting sound. This is kind of like, this is a bit more the meta, like those mixing those Thors in to help out against act as basically like super marauders against Banelings and against buildings as well, and then the mutas as well. That was what they're ostensibly for. A lot of players will say, "Oh, getting lots of mutas, build Thors," but they've got so many other uses as well that it's really, really cool. And yeah, the 4th base getting up for MaNiAcJaCe, it's getting that planetary fortress upgrade as well to keep it extra safe, and the orbital command for MaNiAcJaCe floating out towards the 5th base. So a little bit interesting to get the planetary fortress at the 4th and the orbital command at the 5th, but I guess he just kind of wants to have a command center. He has a command center and he wants it over there.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Trying to get his economy out a little more, but this 4th base on the right-hand side is going to be very, very squishy because these missile turrets, I don't think he'll get up in time, and yes, mutas will be moving into that, and I'm pretty sure that'll entirely be denied, but we do see some creep spread being taken out in the middle of the map. Or actually only 2 Widowmines this time for it, but so many lings. Banelings being morphed into that. Not a great position, but an okay right now. We see Marines on the right-hand side may actually get caught out of guard with no Widowmines and no nothing, but there's very few Banelings. Banelings finally moving in. 3 Thorns and a big wraparound. Actually, almost the entire army of MaNiAcJaCe has actually survived that. Wow, a lot of those lings were just moving and never attacking. That was really impressive. At least for MaNiAcJaCe.
Really nice by MaNiAcJaCe, just kind of pressing himself up against that wall. Not enough Banelings in Maellic's army and just too many lings. I mean, he's got so much gas, he could have had so many more Banelings, 13 more. I don't know if that's going to be enough to push MaNiAcJaCe away. What I do know is that MaNiAcJaCe has already done a lot of damage with this push, taking out their 4th base, and that's a critical, 5th base at this stage, and that's a critical base at this kind of stage in the game where the natural is almost mined out, just like 250 minerals left there. The 3rd and 4th bases, they're looking a little bit better, but you always want to be on that 3-base econ, and taking out the 5th base reduced him down to just 2, and that's way worse.
2-3 bio is also now done, so the bio is going to be even stronger, especially with 2-2. Thor, like you were saying in the last game, I mean, you can get upgrades for both mech and bio, but it's very hard. But as we see in the 24-minute mark, MaNiAcJaCe is doing that incredibly well, and he's completely up with, or he's competing fine with the upgrades of Maellic.
Yeah, absolutely. Although Maellic has now finished his hive, so 3-3 coming in as well. That +3 defense for MaNiAcJaCe is a little bit late, probably as a result of, as you said, the +3 or +2 vehicle weapons. But you know, it's still pretty good. I mean, the +2 vehicle weapons is probably more useful than +3 armor. So yeah, we'll kind of see what MaNiAcJaCe decides to do now. He's just deciding on his attack angle. And it looks like he's doing it forwards again. But, two Thors. That's very, very nice pickup. The army's going to stim forwards, but it's too late. They're already dead.
Yeah, a lot of banelings here.
A lot of banelings. The splits are excellent, but there's just too many banelings. The right-hand side of the army gets cleaned up by his lings and some big baneling hits on the left-hand side, but these mutes are clumping up very nicely with the Thor. But you know what? There's just too much Zerg here, and Maellic will sweep MaNiAcJaCe away. MaNiAcJaCe is going to have to regroup before he moves out on the map again at all. In fact, I don't think Maellic's going to allow him to even do that.
Interesting from Maellic actually regrouping on Lings while the Ultralisk Cavern down. I think he could have made a lot of Ultras, but deciding not to for now. Completely ransacking the gold base. More Lings on the way. I think he's just going for speed right here. He knows he's got a couple. He's got like 20 to 30 seconds where he's going to have a huge lead here. We see our Marines coming out, but the Thors, the really big meat shields in these Widow Mines, are taking just a little bit while to do that. The creep actually amazingly spread from Maellic up to the gold base of his opponent, and I mean, it's amazing. He's got a complete vision of his side of the map. Gold base going down for Maellic, Queen's moving out, and this is looking like he's going to take an extremely offensive position. 2 more Ultras coming out with the Mutas and the Lings. This is very, very scary to deal with as Terran when all you have is Marines and a couple Thors.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really strong for Maellic. He's entering his stage of the game. MaNiAcJaCe has had his time. He's had his time with the upgraded advantage, and now it's Maellic's turn. Three Ultras on the way, chitinous plating. These are going to be 5-3 Ultras. And that is a scary proposition for any Terran. Yeah, Maellic actually decided he cannot touch that 4th base in the bottom right-hand corner. But for right now, a lot of banelings moving in, making sure that the gold base won't be taken out. But MaNiAcJaCe actually moving out and going for the gold base of Maellic. There is 4 Queens here. They won't be able to hold this off, but they'll be able to do something. Oh, he does not want to show his Ultras, or at least let that one die. But I mean, I guess he will for now. Another Ultra moving in, but it cannot engage by itself. Link's finally getting there. Moving in on the Thors, actually taking a back. Widow Mines do get down, but by the time they get down, a lot of these Thors are gone. Oh, maybe some baneling hits, but actually no. The Widow Mines don't hit the banelings. Marines still working on the drones in the gold base, but they will be taken out. A majority of them, a couple still left. And Maellic not really dealing with them at the moment. A couple more Marines reinforcing, but they should be dead and actually just not caring about it. Yeah, he's going to take out these reinforcing Marines, but he does need to realize about those Marines in the back of the gold base, because they're going to complete the dynamite. They've already killed a lot of these drones, but stepping a little too far forwards. Actually, they're going to kill the whole gold base. Really, really nicely done there by MaNiAcJaCe. A bit of a misstep by Maellic not to notice that earlier, but I mean, they already killed all the drones there, so you know, why not?
Yeah, so many missile turrets invested in this bottom right-hand base. I'd love to see him kill the missile turrets and then like retreat.
Oh, and it's not even a planetary, is it? So he doesn't have any way of preventing these missiles.
That's what I was saying.
Right? Oh my god, all the SCVs just went down. But you know, actually MaNiAcJaCe still at 51. This is a pretty comfortable number to be on at this stage in the game for Terran player. And he's going to try and take engagement here. There's quite a few Thors in this army, but I don't think it's enough. There's so many Ultras here. A couple of Widow Mines burrowing, but I mean, they're not going to do that much against these Ultras. The Mucalists are clumping up a lot, but down there tanking Thor shots, and the Thor's all down. There's nothing else really to deal with these Mucalists. The Muta Ultra Force is going to tear through everything MaNiAcJaCe has.
Yeah, but the one thing for Maellic right here is that there's only 6 Lings and 3 Ultralisks coming off the back of this, so a lot of his army has been destroyed, and actually is a decent amount of larva as I say that, but a lot of his resources and just minerals are gone right now. So he does not have that much. He needs his gold base to really get up to keep going. And now he does have Infestation Pit, obviously, because he is that high, but I mean, maybe he can't afford infestors off mineral-wise, but I mean, he needs to be able to get something out just to keep defending, because MaNiAcJaCe, just with these mules, is able to kind of hold on for a while. Yeah,
really nicely there. And just cleaning up those drops, but not.
So good.
I mean, they are still doing some damage, and god damn, these 3/3 Marines just tear through buildings so fast. I wish we had a building armor upgrade. Legacy of the Void, that's what I want. I want Zerg ground upgrades to ground defense upgrades to apply to buildings. That's always been my dream. Every other race has some way of improving their buildings' defensibility. But yeah, I mean, he is going to kill up all these units, and MaNiAcJaCe at the minute is trying to kind of delay. He's trying to play for time, trying to find some way of getting out an army, getting... He wants this gold base, but there's way too much creep there for him to be able to take it.
Yeah, he can't even stop it. Yeah. Oh, actually, Maellic might get a nice angle on this. Oh, actually, deciding to pull back for now. A couple more Ultralisks coming in from the back. Actually, a lot of Ultralisks coming, but Maellic was pretty much routed and gone. Retreat, full retreat.
Yeah, man. I mean, kind of weird pathing there by the Ultralisks, just kind of running past the army. They're going to take a long time to regen up their health, so they're going to be quite damaged for a good long while there. And
Maellic being like, crap, or MaNiAc being like, crap, you have that gold. I want my gold. Give me my gold, man. Give me my gold. We do finally see, by the way, Zerg flying armor upgrade coming down. Only one for Maellic, but Maellic already had +3 for that. And some more banding to the left-hand side, trying to get rid of this base, but I mean, there's no mining here. I don't know if he has to get rid of it, but I don't know if it's really his priority right here. I think he should just regroup and go on to the middle of the right-hand side of the map.
You know, I want to see a Baneling run by to the right-hand base. It's like the last mining base, or one of two mining bases for MaNiAcJaCe's. And like two Baneling run-bys, one big one to the Planetary Fortress, or onto the Planetary Fortress base, and another one onto the SDVs in that right-hand base would work wonders.
The nice thing for Maellic right here is he has to defend this gold base. What would be nice, or actually what would be nicer if MaNiAcJaCe was actually mining from his third base in the left-hand side, so he could be aggressive while he defends, but he can't right now, which is making him actually. Now he knows he has to get some damage on the right-hand side, but he also needs this gold base here. Some Marines dropping it. He does not want to lose it again, and actually focusing down the drones now with the hatch. We do see a very big attack happening down the middle of the map, though. Lots of Banelings stuck behind the Ultras. They will get through though eventually, and there is a lot of Ultras here, but it seems there's too much bile and it's too spread out here. All the Ultras will be pushed back and routed for now. There's 18 more lings and 6 actually Ultras coming together. If these Ultras can get there fast enough, then it's going to be a very scary force to deal with.
But I mean, they don't quite, and that base survives. Actually, the Ultras do get there fast enough. Rather, I mean, the Marines don't quite get it, and the creep is actually clearing up enough that MaNiAcJaCe might soon be able to land this CC, and securing this base will be an enormous win for him. In fact, he might be on track for an enormous win. He's got a slight army supply lead, about 36 army supply up, and he's going to take out that base. There's a lot of forces in this army, a lot of Marines, and Maellic is going to need great engagement here. 14 Banelings coming in. He's spending almost his entire bank on this, and he's running out of mining bases. This mining base in the right-hand side below his main is the last full base, and he's not even actually mining off it, but he's going to try and defend it. MaNiAcJaCe the splits are going to be really good, but the Thors go down, but they tank a lot of the Baneling shots before they do. How well can MaNiAcJaCe kite against these Ultras? I mean, the off creep not too far away, and he's going to do a lot of damage. The regrouping from Maellic, but MaNiAcJaCe is kiting back, He's actually going to lift off and run away, but this is a risky move. But the Mutalists aren't quite being able to catch up, so it looks like he's going to be okay. Falling back to the safety of this Planetary Fortress. And I mean, how safe is it going to be for too long? The Ultralists coming in here don't care too much about the Planetary Fortress. They don't care too much about any of this bio. They're going to chew through it, and then they're going to take down the Planetary Fortress. And the Mutas and their damage bounce as well to kill the SCVs repairing it. And this is so back and forth. Even at this stage of the game, 36 minutes, I have no idea how to call this.
I mean, MaNiAcJaCe actually interesting decision. He's thrown a couple Marines in the top left-hand side. He had them in the middle for a while, but he's trying to not base trade, but at least get rid of something of his opponents here. Focusing down that hatch, I'd rather him go for the hatch in the right, where it's about 1/3 done, where there's attack, but not seeing that for now. Maellic actually pulling back all his mutas, and right now he lost all but 3 Ultralisks here, and not looking too good on this Ultralisk count. They will clean up those couple Marines, and surprisingly enough, he saves almost all his workers. It's 37 to 44 workers here, but I mean, with mules, and MaNiAcJaCe actually has about half, more than half to full energy on all of these orbital commands.
Yeah, I mean, he really kind of needs somewhere to land the Mulehammer.
Yeah.
If he lands it in his kind of bottom right-hand base, they'll mine it out completely, and he won't.
And the gold
doesn't really help. Yeah. He only needs like 2 or 3 more to take that out. he can't take this gold base because, oh look, it's creep again. And he's going to clean up once more. And I think this is going to be the final clear. There's no more active tumors too near it. And this is going to be one of the clinching things for MaNiAcJaCe, because Maellic is still mining 24 or 25 drones on this base, but to be honest, he kind of needs it. He'll transfer a lot over there when he secures this gold base. And now this scary Mutaflock, this is 17 Mutalisks here. Pretty scary for a kind of low econ stage in the game. They're going to be dancing all around. They can be kill off these long distance mining mules and stuff. And I don't know, I mean, if he kills off his ult command in the bottom right, if he just runs around sniping ult commands, that would be terrible for MaNiAcJaCe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I was going to say is both have 40-ish workers, but only one base for now. We see MaNiAcJaCe attempting to take this gold, and I mean, he desperately needs it, but him having to defend that and Maellic being on the aggression is really allowing Maellic to take this gold base, and he just needs to transfer his workers as soon as he can, and he does, and he's starting to get that income now, and it looks like, actually, interestingly enough, MaNiAcJaCe is about 10 more workers, but these mutas may be in a bad position. They barely get out of there before those Marines come in, but we do see right now Maellic pulling ahead in minerals. Actually, completely even now as I say that.
Yeah, the income's roughly even, but these Mutalisks, again and again, MaNiAcJaCe just cannot leave this base because it's completely undefended, and every single SCV at that base goes down. This is the only mining base here. The CC's going to go down as well. This is huge spread creep there, but here we go for another engagement. The Banelings roll in, get some decent hits. Big hit right there, kills a lot of those Marines. The Thors are going to be chewed away by those Ultras very, very nicely, and with only a handful of Marauders in this force, I think. And the Queen's coming in from the front using the Ultras. That is the clinching move that Maellic has needed to secure this, and if he can take down these medevacs as well, that's going to add a huge dent to MaNiAcJaCe's longevity of the rest of his army, and every single medevac goes down. I think we might finally see it. What else does MaNiAcJaCe have going for him? He's got almost no mineral, 2 mineral patches to mine from. Gas, he's got 32 army supply at Maellic's 55, and what can he do?
Yeah, I mean, MaNiAcJaCe even sees it. He scans the gold base and he knows Maellic has finally secured that, and that's what Maellic has been fighting for so long and trying to just deny his opponent and get it. And he has air control, and I mean, so much creep. It's just crazy. But right now, MaNiAcJaCe knows he has to stop this mining gold base here. Moving into the mining gold base, see what he can do. But right now, I mean, Maellic is so much. He's just got to be so careful not to lose it. He is going to lose a lot of drones here. Loses 3, loses 4, loses 5. And well, this will actually be focused down, and he cannot lose this. He has to hold on to this, but at the same time, there's just so much for Maellic right here, and so little for MaNiAcJaCe.
Yeah, and the gold base stands. Maellic has enough minerals to plant down 2 more hatches. He could hatch. Oh my god, he should take his enemy's gold base. If he takes MaNiAcJaCe's gold base, we're getting to a stage where we might actually mine out the entire map, and having mined from your opponent's bases matters so much in that kind of situation. MaNiAcJaCe, his income now is next to 0. The mules are actually mining out. There's 155 minerals left. Once those are gone, that's it. MaNiAcJaCe will have no more income until he secures that gold base, and he will have to scan a lot to do that. The queens that Maellic brought with his army to transfuse those Ultalisks, they've dropped creep all over here, and if MaNiAcJaCe has to scan to clear that up, then those are mules that he's not using, and those mules he cannot afford to be losing at this kind of stage. And Maellic, he's moving up here. He's going to try and stop this from stop MaNiAcJaCe from taking this. The Marines just cannot fight these Ultralisks.
Yeah, the Marines cannot at all. 5-3 Ultralisks do so much damage against these 3-3 Marines, and they're desperately trying to hang on. He's trying to long-distance mine. He's basically guarding this caravan going back and forth in between his 3rd base, but it's getting gradually harder and harder. We do see finally Maellic will be soon mining off of 2 bases, and it is 30 workers to 25. Gradually, they've lost them. MaNiAcJaCe staying on with these mules, but he can't mule off this final base because it is flying, and the mule is finally engaging that, and these Marines cannot save it. And I think this is really close to the end for MaNiAcJaCe, but he still has some maybe chance somehow. I don't think he can unless he gets great Widowmine shots, which he may actually, though.
One of the Widowmines is gone, though. There's another one. It could get a shot. Decent shot, but it's all on Lings. He can't.
Only one medevac.
He just can't. If he stops for even a second, the Lings are trying to get around, and he stops for even a second, those Ultras will chew him apart. Oh, this is painful, though. A lot of the Mutalisks going down to those Widowmines and the Marines, and I mean, the rest of the Mutualized are off cleaning an Orbital Commando, and MaNiAcJaCe, every single unit he loses is literally irreplaceable. He has no income. He has to win with what he has. He has to win with these 14 Marines, and he can't.
GG.